Guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Matt Chat Podcast, starring myself, Paul Ciatto, Frank Ciatto, Christopher Shay, and producer extraordinaire, Peter Oberk. And we're going to go a little off the cuff today, and Peter has something he wants to get off his chest and a particular topic matter.
So, audience, I went to the steam room yesterday at the YMCA after I dropped my kids off at wrestling practice. So I'm in there, and
hang on, I'm sorry.
The hell is that?
Hello? Are you fucking... Hey, we're shooting the podcast.
Give me a we're shooting a freaking podcast. The discipline stick.
But just give me... Sorry, I gotta go.
Jesus!
Give me my fucking discipline
stick. Dude, I need the discipline stick. He's answering his phone in the middle of our freaking podcast.
But it's a phone call. I can't make him wait.
So, Peter, just finish your freaking story, please.
So anyway,
shame on you.
This is getting to my point.
Fucking shame on you.
I'm in the steam room, trying to relax, and there's a few other guys in there, right? Can't see a thing, it's really steamy.
So hold on, let me see if I get this straight. So you're in a steam room with other naked men, and you want to relax.
I'm wearing a bathing suit. It's not even a Speedo.
You know, you're one of those weirdos that wear a bathing suit. Dude, when I go into the steam room, I go in there butt naked. Why are you going in there in a bathing suit?
Because a guy like you might be in there.
Wear a towel.
Hold on.
He thinks it's a Turkish bath. Towel.
No, I walk in with a towel.
So anyway, I'm in the steam room, right? You can't see a thing. There's about, I don't know, 3 or 4 guys in there, I'm thinking. And this guy's talking as if he's talking on a phone. Because no one is replying to him. He's just like talking to someone.
You mean tell me somebody was rude in the middle of doing something and took a phone call?
Phone rings.
So anyway,
with the General Hospital theme?
So anyway, the guy says, "Yeah, I'll see you, bye," and he hangs up. And I just said,
in the middle of a steam room.
Yeah, I said, "Excuse me, I can't see a thing." I said, "Were you just on your phone?" And he goes, "Yeah, I was just on my phone." And I said,
in a steam room.
I said, "But you're in a steam room." He goes, "Yeah, I know. I just put a shirt around my phone, so it should be okay." And I said, But you're in a steam room on your phone.
When everyone's trying to just relax and detox, he's in a steam room.
And he's like, "Yeah, I think it's safe, you know."
Yeah, safe. It absorbs the fucking water around your cell phone. That's safe.
So, I was like, I was in disbelief. I walk out and I see some random middle-aged guy, and I just go to him. You know, there's some fucking guy in the steam room on a cell phone talking. And he goes, "Yeah, I really hate that fucking guy. I want to punch him in the face."
He's done this before. Obviously, he
obviously has a reputation for this.
Isn't it amazing how these devices have now taken
They control everybody's life. I have a funny story for you. So my son's been pissing me off.
No.
And I gotta be honest, he doesn't do anything that bad.
Let's clarify because you have multiple.
Yeah, okay, my youngest.
Or should we not, just so nobody
No. This is my youngest. Okay? And he's a good student, he wrestles hard, he does all, but he is lazy. Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you help me out with this? He's like, everything's an issue,
Who does he take after?
My wife. Yeah. So, so I'm starting to get pissed off now.
No.
I asked him to do something. Oh, I know what it was. It was pouring rain. The garbage cans were out there. They had already come. And I said, "Hey, Justin, run out and get the garbages."
Bring it back.
You know what he says to me? "I'll have Juliana do it," his sister. It's pouring rain. And I'm like, "Really?"
Juliana do it.
I'm like, "Really?" And I'm just getting ready to flip on him. And Jules says, "Don't worry, Daddy, I'll go get him." So she runs out there in the pouring rain. Dude, they're heavy now. They got some water in them because they're filled. It was that torrential downpour. She starts bringing them in. He jumps in the front seat to take her seat because she already had her stuff in the front seat because we were getting ready to go. And I'm like, "Dude, are you kidding me?" I go, "Go out there and get out of the front seat, go out there and grab them from your sister." He goes, "Oh, no, Daddy, that's okay. I'll just sit in the back seat." So I'm steaming. So we did our errand. We come home. I ask him to walk the dogs. He goes, "Isn't this Juliana's turn?" I go, "That's it." And he's in there playing video games. I go, "That's it. You're done with video games. I'm tired of it." Now, my older sons will attest that I've had them smash their own video game with a hammer because they piss me off so much.
Are you serious?
Oh, absolutely. And when he wouldn't start smashing it, I started breaking like his iPod and smashing other stuff that I know he likes, that he decided to just smash his own PlayStation or whatever, his own gaming station, because I was going to break everything else in the room until he did. Having said that, so I take that away. So he's like, "Now what am I supposed to do?" Oh boy. Now what am I supposed to do? So no big deal. You know what he does? He jumps on his phone. He starts playing video games on his phone. He starts doing, whatever the hell they do on their phone. Dude, it never stops. If they lose one thing, they go, what happened to the days of sitting in your room reading or sitting in your room doing nothing because you're punished? These kids look forward to getting punished so they can sit in their room and do nothing but play video games or stay on their phone. So guess what I did? I took his phone away too. So now he can sit there and do nothing and I'll be happy. There it is.
I love disconnect, man. I mean,
It's a total disconnect.
I love it.
That's all these kids do. They don't want to go outside. They don't want to play with each other. I've seen sleepovers where there's 8, 9 people in the house. Nobody's talking. Nobody's interacting. And everyone's on their phone. Dude, they're texting and sending whatever, Snapchats, to people right next to them.
Well, you know, that's what I've said it at his dinner table. One of my favorite things about going over to their house and having dinner is that, you know, we'll sit down at the table.
There's no phones at the table.
And everybody's having a conversation. And it's just like, damn, this is great. You know, like, this is what it's about.
But we don't allow phones at the table. That's what no electronic devices allowed at the dinner table, because that's where most of the conversation when we were growing up used to go down.
It's a sign of the times, because I remember when I first moved here in when we moved here in '94. You know, we were on that road, and all the kids would get together, and we would play softball together, or we would play manhunt together, and you couldn't keep us out. You know,
we threw eggs at fucking cars. That's what we did. Crab apples, okay?
Crab apples, that's right.
We wrecked your tent if you were camping your
sleepover.
tent. You're getting your tents getting wrecked.
my mom watched the show, so I can't tell.
So guess what? That's what we did. We rode dirt bikes on the streets. Didn't give a shit.
We shot shotguns at lakes.
Exactly. We did it. That's what kids did. That's how we spent our time. You know?
We lit fires outside. We had a fun time, dude.
Look how you turned out.
and we turned out great.
Exactly. Think about it. It's called trial by fire. You know, but we did. We lit fires. We threw.
Dude, we were never, ever indoors.
No.
And if you were, it was because you were in trouble. And trouble meant you were doing nothing.
That's right.
These kids, dude, I'm telling you, they look forward to getting in trouble so they don't have to leave.
But I think the lack of discipline in today's day and age is a problem. You know, like one thing that's never left me, I was young and dumb, and I was prank calling on the phone and like an idiot as a kid.
Another fun thing that we did when we were younger.
I called 911 like an idiot. Yeah. So
not as fun.
Not as fun. So they called back, you know, and they wanted to speak to my mom, and my mom wasn't home, and I'm like, I didn't think the phone worked. There was a phone in the bathroom, just sticking around, whatever. My mom goes, when I get home, get in the car. So she pulls up to the driveway. She tells me to get in the car. I go, where are we going? She goes, shut up and just sit there. Start to notice we're going to downtown in Milford. All of a sudden, she makes a left into the Milford Police Department.
Oh, yeah.
She gets out of the car and she goes, get out. And I'm like, She goes, get out of the car or I'm going to drag you out. We walk over to the policeman sitting at the desk and she goes, I'm here for the gentleman who prank called 911. And, you know, he does one of these, sits me down and goes, you know, here's why you shouldn't, X, Y, Z. And I'm probably like, I don't know, 10, 11, just dumb kid. And as I'm walking out, I go to my mom. I go, I kind of messed up. She goes, you're lucky. She goes, I wanted to put you in the jail cell for a little bit. She was pissed.
I was winking and he didn't pick up on my winks.
She was pissed, but she got, you know, I got it right away. Like when we got in the car, and I was just like, I fucked up and I apologize.
So you didn't need meds?
No, I mean, maybe.
Exactly.
But that was for something else.
But you know, it's that kind of like tough love where, I mean, my mom scared the shit out of me that day. It stuck with me, and I love telling that story. Like, as much as it was terrible that I prank called 911 as a kid because I was young and dumb, like, I got the message. And I think there's a lot of parents that are afraid to do that nowadays, or, you know, they cocoon their kid a little bit and put them in this bubble and look, oh, my kid's not that bad.
Yeah, they helicopter mom a lot of stuff. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And again, the discipline's a big deal. Listen,
you know, because I learned not to burn my hand on the fire by sticking my hand in the fire and not doing it again. You know what I mean?
We're going also on a different little bit tangent. Back then, we were raised on two factors: fear and respect. Love was always there, but those are the two things that you were raised on.
Yeah.
Okay, and that went across the board to your teachers, to your coaches, to whoever that adult, the next door neighbor, if mom or dad was around.
The authority figure in place.
Whoever was there, it was a common understanding that this is how shit is run, this is how business is done. That doesn't happen anymore. So that's because of that's become diluted, right? This connectivity thing. Listen, I've broken game systems too. I've smashed phones. I've taken toys and broken them.
I thought you just wrecked parties.
I wreck parties too, but like that's for a different reason. But I'm saying, like, for my own kids, I took my oldest one time one of his airsoft guns because he pointed it at his sister, and I went up there and I smashed it in a million pieces. Because I'm pro Second Amendment, gun safety's first. There's a bigger issue. I don't care if it was a fake, a fake gun, and you don't do that.
So what is our main theme of this episode? Is it devices? Is it the new generation? Is it, how do we tie?
Well, they go together. Devices and the new generation are hand in hand.
I think the device is the culmination of what we're talking about here. Technology, rather. All the things we're talking about have been killed by technology. The need to interact, the need to conversate, the need to, listen, the one constant is as you age, you find yourself not wanting to interact with too many people. As you get older, right? You become more of a creature. We've talked about it 1,000 times. Now, we are creating these creatures too early.
Yeah.
Okay? Where this connectivity is destroying everything.
Well, you know what it is too. One of the things that I watched was somebody that I know babysit their child with the technology, and I used to hate it. The kid needed to be kept busy, and he got sat in front of the TV, and it gets turned on, and mom gets to go do whatever. And
well, there's a need for that if mom and dad want to get a little busy.
I don't know. My mom and dad got it on no problem without any,
Yeah, but no, but we put you in front of the television so that way you're not listening. You're not hearing things in the background.
Sure, I guess. I mean, let's be honest.
You're not hearing the...
It's not that long anyway.
Thank you.
Hey, Peter!
Thank you, Peter.
Okay, then. So I also think that the connectivity was...
So, but what do you think it is? I mean, obviously, you see me in the middle of the podcast and picking up the phone, taking a call, and it's all fun and games. The reality is, I mean, you're out at dinner, you see people on the phone, you're
dude, it's fucking rude, dude. It's rude.
I mean, like, but what is it? I mean, is it people need the constant entertainment? Is it that technology is hindering us to be communicative? I don't think it's just a one-trick pony.
And dude, and you guys know I'm not boring. To hang out with me is super fun. You don't need a phone to be enthused because I bring that with me. Dude, look at things. I got bumps. I've got
bruises.
Intellect.
It's getting longer.
I've read that a lot of problems kids are having these days is they can't be alone with their own thoughts. They fall into depression very easily because they don't know how.
They don't know how to deal.
They need to have constant stimulation, which is not healthy at all, because you need downtime just to think about your life.
Process your thoughts.
I'm a big Bukowski fan, and one of the things that he always said is...
What kind of fan?
Does he make
Bukowski.
Oh,
those are the guys that make that jewelry.
Yeah. That's big fan. One of my favorite things that he says, he really started to appreciate being alone with his thoughts, and once he was comfortable being alone with who he was, that's when he had better relationships with other people. Because so many people can't analyze their own thoughts, what they're thinking, how to manage them, and etc. They got to go from one screen to the other, instant gratification, and they struggle. And I think that's why this ADD epidemic. I didn't have that when I was a kid. You guys didn't have that when I was a kid.
Well, they did. They just don't remember it.
We never called it that. We called it something else.
Yeah, too much fucking energy. Go outside and play.
Ass whooping. That's what it's called.
Your kid needs an ass whooping. He needs to go get rid of some of his energy.
Go run around.
Yeah. Go run around outside.
Look, when my dog is acting up and he's running around the house, I don't put him in the cage. Take his ass for a run. So he's so exhausted that when we get home, he passes out.
That's it.
So do you think, is there a big villain here? Is everything just working together in a certain way? Is the government have anything to do with this? Industry?
Well, one of the things
that
I don't know who
Culture,
it is. One of the things that I think is funny is for the longest time we fought for privacy, and you think about how many people had a problem just giving their credit card number over the phone for pizza or to open up a cable account. But now, everything's stored on your phone. Your information, anytime you set up an app, it's asking you for allowance. Anytime you go to certain directions, tracking everything. We've given up privacy. We fought for it. Now we've given it up just for the sense of convenience. Yeah. And it's a great play. You got people who were fighting against it to willingly give it up now because they feel like they're getting something out of it. And I don't know. I think you got to disconnect. One of the reasons why I really got into hunting was just to kind of disconnect from everything. You're out there all day long. You're in the woods. I mean, I never realized how much stuff happens around you. You don't even pay attention. Like
Like your feet get freaking cold.
dude, like there was one
Your
day
fingertips are like ready to fall off.
I watched these birds roll in. I mean, it sounded like a machine. There was thousands of them. I never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, they roll in him and I when we were hunting. They
You know?
roll in too much longer.
they roll in once, and that's it.
Well, you punched all the deer away.
You'd hear this. You'd hear. So
Oh, man.
no, but to lend to your thought, you're 1,000% correct. I mean, it's again, it comes down to stop and smell the roses, right? You don't need to be connected all the time. You know, listen, there are pros to this technology and connectivity. I mean, there's pros to business, there's pros to promotion, there's pros to even family, like FaceTiming a loved one. You know what I mean? Like that you don't see.
I do that all the
Me
time
too,
because
like-
I don't text.
Yeah.
I want to
I
see
wanna
where
see
you
exactly-
are. I want to
exactly.
see what's going on in the background. I'm good like that.
Like my parents are in Florida now. We FaceTime. We don't, so they can see everybody.
That's
I mean,
smart.
those are the positive parts of technology. The negative ones are what you're talking about, where like, and it affects everybody. And even like, again, not to sound biased, but like our kids and our friends' kids who are, competitive athletes and good students and, they're being raised old school, they get sucked into it too. That's why I've smashed many a fucking cell phone and game console because I'm like, really? You know what I mean? What is this shit? This is enough's enough. You got to know when to shut it off. And I think that's the biggest issue is not knowing when to shut it off.
Do you think though, with the emergence, especially with stuff like reality games where it's so realistic and you're putting on these VR goggles, that eventually it's going to be one of those things where people are going to choose, because you see it now, like I know there's some role-playing games where people are like, I'd rather sit and play this game because I like my life in the game than I do my real life.
Like
Where
Ready
people-
Player One.
Well,
They
when
need
people,
fucking therapy.
but that's what I'm saying, like they're going to
I
choose
mean,
to stay in the system rather than the real
that's
world.
the fucking bizarre.
And I
world.
really think that's where it's fucking
But
happening.
you're right, but who the heck says that I want to put a friggin' 3D goggle system on and not leave my room and drink beer and eat popcorn and be a fucking slug?
No, just kidding.
But those people need therapy. I mean, those people have problems. I mean, maybe they need some type of mental health, assessment. But that's what it comes down to.
Is that the therapy stick?
Sometimes the discipline stick
Has to be-
is a therapy stick.
You can reach out and touch somebody.
It's called you need an ass whooping. So you get the discipline stick because that's what's going to basically reconnect the wiring to where it needs to be. And a serious note. I mean, that's what the DS is about. Sometimes in life you need to DS.
Some people would call you a caveman, Paul.
Well, I am.
Sometimes in life,
Too bad.
we used to. It's the size 13.
Yes.
You need to get a good boot up your
Rev it
ass.
up your ass, exactly. I mean, that's the reset button. That's the old school reset button.
the old
I mean,
reset
that's
button.
that's exactly what it is. So, we've said many times before, it's 1950 in our houses. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's only, listen, as much as I'd like to embrace and do this, technology's helped us immensely. But when it comes to, like you said, the values and all the other stuff that you need so you can survive and succeed
And
in
be
the world,
successful.
they get clouded, because guess what? That person that you're talking about sitting in a room, that's the 30-year-old sitting in their fucking parents' basement with no job, going and collecting fucking soda cans so they have fucking pocket money. That's the cold hard reality. That shit's
So
real.
they have internet connection.
Yeah.
That's all they need.
That's
internet
the
connection.
cold hard reality of it.
I guess they're the ones who want free things in terms of politics. Like you guys have strong views politically
yeah.
on previous episodes.
Well, if you haven't been nurtured to work and understand what it means to work, understand what it takes to have things and support your family, of course you want Big Brother to take care of you. Why? I want to play video games all day. Right? Oh, government says I can do that. They're going to give me that. Oh, I don't want to go to work. I want to sit here. I live in mom and dad's house, and that lends to a different aspect. If you're a mother and father and you're allowing that shit, you're just as bad as the fucking the child
kid doing
itself. So you didn't do your job because look where they are. That's what it comes down to. It's like I always say to my oldest, you're like a piece of fruit right now, and you're ripening. You're not ripe yet. You know what I mean? Like you're great. You're doing well. But you need to ripen. We got time. There's things you need to do, things you need to experience, things you have to get done for yourself to become a ripe piece of fruit. And my job is to make sure that you become that ripe piece of fruit. Otherwise, to lend to what Chris has said to his children, if not, then you become the 12-year-old again. Okay? You become the 12-year-old again. So now you don't get treated like a man. You don't get treated like a young adult.
Like your age, like you're supposed to be.
Now you're
I
fucking
gotta treat
12
you like a kid again.
Now you're fucking 12 years old again, and now you're going to be told what to do, how to do it, until you can show me that you don't need to be treated that way again. Period.
I hate to say it, it just happened in my house.
So it happens, even in the best.
You know, the thing I don't like about these devices is when my kids ask me questions and I try and lie about the answers to seem like I'm super intelligent, they're like, "No, Dad, that's not what it says on Google."
See, like that's one of the things that I like. But here's what's even worse.
I don't like it because I like to lie.
Well, but it works in your house. But what's even a bigger problem with that is we live in an age of technology, and people would rather argue about being fucking wrong or right, and then taking the 2 seconds to get the correct answer. What? Like, wouldn't you want to know?
I just
You have the world at your fingertips.
just want to be right in my own head. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Well, it also lends to what you were saying before, like when you're talking about the political arena. You know what? And we need to do this and change that. When you look at the statistics and the facts of that matter, what you're selling is wrong. These are the facts. You know, whether it's gun control, all the other type, and immigration. You're wrong.
Yeah, well, if you push
Yeah.
a narrative long enough, and look at that poor kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
It
saying
pushes-
you're wrong. You're wrong. What you're saying did not happen. Here are the statistical facts. Here is what happens. Here is the data. You're wrong. This is your own agenda for what you need. And like we talked in previous podcasts, it's because you want money. You want to be voted back into office. That's what it's
There it
about.
is.
It's nothing more than forget the truth. You know what I mean? So like you take those devices, and to your point, if you can get the answer right away, and obviously you got to go to a credible source.
Sure.
Because you wouldn't want to go to listen. There's a million like what's it like Snopes?
Fake
Snopes
news.
tells you the right things, right? There's a bunch of things you need to where you get the actual facts. But then listen, you can go to MSNBC and you're going to get the left-sided version of it. You can go to Fox and you may get the right-sided version of it, and neither may be right.
Right.
You got to get the answer.
A lot of fake news.
Yeah.
Well, you never go to one source. I mean, when you're writing a paper, you always cite multiple sources. That way you can verify.
I usually just go to the source that meets my needs.
So that's usually Paul for you, so.
And that works for me.
So I got to straighten shit out.
Big Daddy problem
I
solver.
got to bring daddy
So
problems
if
on.
things are like this now, can you imagine?
I
what
can't
things will be
imagine what
like
our
in
kids'
20
kids-
years?
Nope. If you think about it, when I was in high school, I had a black and white television at first. A black and white television. And it was this big, and it
With
was
a
this
dial.
long. Yeah, and I can
big
remember,
oven dial.
sitting there holding the
Stay in frame.
I remember holding the ears of my, like, oh, don't move right there. Okay, we got a perfect picture now.
Right.
And now look at these kids. They're watching Netflix on their phones.
phones.
And their phones are this big. They keep getting bigger so they can continue to do more stuff.
I particularly like the Punisher on Netflix.
Ooh, it's so good.
Because that's how life should work.
That's how I see.
Seasons 1 and 2. The
Frank
Punisher.
Castle.
I still feel like season 1 was better.
I like them both.
No, I did, but I like season.
That's how it should operate. The Punisher. You know, I mean, that's really how it goes. And you see how quickly the connectivity would not become an issue anymore. Right?
Good point.
So guys, you're much more passionate and animated in your podcast about politics. You guys seem a little bit more subdued and reflective in this podcast. Any final strong points you want to make, or predictions, or?
I'm just nervous to where it's going to go. Like I was saying to him, what I really think is going to happen is, video games and virtual reality are becoming a big thing. I think, especially once they get, I really think it's going to go this way. You're going to start to see like these fucking weirdos where they have these like virtual reality dolls, and
They have them.
that's
They
what I'm
do.
saying. But it's going to
And
get
they're
sex dolls.
but it's
and
going to
they're
get
good.
even. But that's what I mean. It's going to get even
they're real
more.
good.
It's going to get even more to the point where if I'm going to be able to live a life in this virtual world that I'm not going to want to leave, and you are going to find people choosing to sit in that chair and rot away, experiencing that and actually accomplishing what they could do in real life. What's funny is people are lazy in real life, but in some of these games you actually have to do certain things like accomplish chores and etc. And they'll run around doing the chores in the game, but they won't do it in real life. And I had this conversation with somebody once because they were talking about it. I'm like, you realize what you're accomplishing in the game, you have the abilities to do in real life, but you're just lazy and you don't do it?
That's it,
Well, I don't. Dude, do it in real life. The gratification you're going to get from actually accomplishing that is going to be tenfold than what you experience.
Yeah, but if you can get like 3 or 4 Latino women.
Because it's instant. It's instant. I can instantly be who I want to be and accomplish what I want to accomplish in this virtual world. In the actual reality, it takes time and there's a grueling process.
I'm not even going to swing it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teacup it. I'll create a fulcrum so it hits them on the top of the head. No, I want it to clonk you on the top of the head. Just so you know, that's where it was going. I read something even crazier, literally this morning, about scientists saying they'll be able to make real dinosaurs.
Yeah, 5 to 10 years away.
And I'm like, well, you know what? Then make them.
Reverse engineering.
Let them kill everything.
And start over.
And start over again. Because, but that's a crazy. What are you gonna do when a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex is running around the fucking parking lot?
I'll punch one right in the face.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll have Tyrannosaurus Rex burgers.
Well, as long as we have guns, it's possible. But the point being is, this is the crazy reality.
They obviously don't watch Jurassic Park.
They don't.
The fact that they want to do stuff like that.
Exactly. And you know what's gonna happen? They'll build.
One's getting loose.
They'll make a fucking super dinosaur. It won't be okay. The Triceratops, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Brontosaurus.
They're gonna gene splice.
It'll be a fucking Tyrannosaurus, Velociraptor, Allosaurus, Megasaurus.
But the thing is, even
friggin' land-ridden great white shark.
even if they're able to do this in 5 to 10 years, it'll never be the dinosaurs of back then. Like they're trying to do that with woolly mammoths. And it has to start from viable,
this
viable relation. Like
nothing.
The first one is going to be a mix between woolly and elephant, and then
they're gonna
over selective breeding, you'll be able to get there.
Here's the difference, though. You have dinosaurs on the planet now. They're called fucking crocodiles.
Crocodiles,
and
monitor
alligators.
lizards,
Yeah.
birds.
So you take the DNA from that shit.
We'll fucking look at
But
them.
I'm serious. They can make real ones.
Oh yeah.
Because guess what? And those fucking listen. It's like I always tell people. We talked about this last night here at the office. I said, you can be in the ocean with great white sharks, and they may leave you alone.
Those are
may.
dinosaurs.
They may leave you alone though. They may just be like, I'm not interested. Go in the water with a crocodile. You're getting eaten every fucking time. Alligator, you're getting eaten. But I'm serious though. You're getting eaten every time. It's just that archaic instinct they have to kill and eat everything. They don't give a fuck. Yeah. Okay? So now, don't tell me they're not going to take those crocodiles and use their DNA to make the fucking dinosaurs. So guess what? So now you're taking something, a primitive instinct that's already still alive and well,
And concentrating it.
in 2019, and concentrating it with X, Y, and Z. Fucking problems.
We're in trouble.
Big fucking problems. Well, guys, with that, we're going to end it. That was like a cross between a fucking woolly mammoth and Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't think this would have worked on that. Guys, we'll catch you next time. Paul Ciatto, Frank Ciatto, Christopher Shay, Peter Oberg, Match Hat Podcast. The discipline stick, baby. Bang!
Clever girl.